Hi, Capricorn. This is Tish Aitken, and I'm here to discuss your monthly horoscope for the month of May. This has obviously been a very intense year, and everybody has experienced that. But out of any sign of the zodiac, it's your sign that indeed has been impacted the most because we will never have this much Capricorn in the sky in our lifetime again. And so we began the year of 2020, and I'll just give you just a brief backdrop of what it was. So Saturn's been in your sign since December 20th of 2017. Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth, has been in your sign on and off since 2008. And then at the end of last year, Jupiter, which is another outer planet, the planet of abundance and expansion, but happens to be in its fall position, entered Capricorn on, I believe it was the 20th of December, and then the nodes of fate, the south node of karma entered your sign in the fall of 2018. It's just about to exit there, actually. It's leaving the sign of Capricorn on May 5th. But so the south node of karma, and in January, there was this historical pairing of Saturn, the ruler of your sign, and the ruler of karma, accountability, and responsibility, met up with Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, at the world axis, which is at 22 degrees of Capricorn. And the sun was in Capricorn. The south node of karma was in Capricorn, Jupiter, abundance, and Mercury, which is the planet of communication, translating that story for all of us. Huge, huge deal. And death and rebirth on a mass level with planets at the world axis. And we also had eclipses in the Capricorn Cancer axis. And for Capricorn, the south node of karma has been in your sign since November 6th of 2018. And that's what we're meant to release. That's I think the nodes of fate, we vacillate between the north and south node, and we're meant to go towards the north node, and we're meant to release the south node. But I think realistically, we kind of swim back and forth to them in our lifetime, and there are talents and blessings in both, I think. But the south node of karma is about to leave your sign on May 5th, and that's a big, and it takes about 18 years approximately to orbit. So it's been a while that the south node has been in the sign of Capricorn. So that's a release for you. Pluto has retrograded in your sign in your first house of new beginnings, how you're restructuring yourself, your life. That's also on the axis of relationships. There might be a lot of restructuring with partnerships because all of these planets in Capricorn fell in your first house of self in opposition to the house of others, the house of relationships. And it's the house of marriage and romantic partnerships, but it's relationships of all sorts. It could be friendships, family members, etc. So Saturn is going to station retrograde on May 11th, and that is Saturn briefly entered the sign of Aquarius on March 21st. And it also rules Aquarius in ancient astrology. And for you, that falls in your second house of income and how you earn money. So that, Saturn is how we structure our goals. And if anybody knows how to structure goals, it's a Capricorn. But so you may have been considering, and probably will be this next few years, how to structure your goals financially, and maybe new routes to how you earn money and ways to achieve that. So Saturn is briefly in your house of income. It's going to exit on July 2nd and then re-enter on December 17th and remain there the next couple of years. But Saturn is also stationing retrograde, and that is the ruler of your chart, of your sign. And then let's see, and then Venus is retrograding from May 13th until June 25th, and it's retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And for you, that's your house of work and daily routine and habits and health. So, you may find you're reassessing how to improve your diet or your health routine or your exercise habits, or maybe finding balance with work and self-care. And so that, and you might be finding that you're returning to old work projects, literally, and but usually people from the past resurface with Venus retrograde. So no matter whatever area of your chart that it's transiting in. And we have, let's see, and then Jupiter, the other benefic, retrogrades also in your sign, another planet there on May 14th at 27 degrees of Capricorn, and that again falls in your first house of self. And Jupiter is how we expand and bring new opportunities and magnetize them. So for you, you're reflecting on how you can expand and build yourself and learn and grow, and I think that's a big, again, this is going to be a year that you never ever forget, not just because of things on a global level, but in your own life as well. And so we have a super moon in Scorpio on May 7th at 17 degrees of Scorpio. And that falls in your house of friends and groups. And that's squaring Mars, the planet, pardon me, it's opposing Mercury in Taurus. So that could bring information. Maybe you hear from an old friend, or there could be combat because it is squaring Mercury in the sky, will be squaring Mars, the planet of war. So that can be combative. And the moon does not like being in Scorpio. It's in its fall position. So that's a pretty turbulent full moon. And it's a super moon, which means it's very pronounced. And it's one about wounds and death and intimacy and a lot of blocks and a lot of pain. A lot of pain is in the world right now, obviously. And so that will be a tough full moon. And then going forward in the month, we do have a new moon in Gemini. And for you, that will be falling also where Venus is retrograding. It will be falling in your house of daily routine and habits and health and work. So maybe setting new intentions. The new moon is always a good time of setting new intentions for your, for your routine. Keep saying that word, for your schedule, for how you get your goals accomplished and how you keep your health in check and balance. And I wish you a lot of luck and thank you very much.